Volleyball is more than just a sport, it's about emotions, drama and national pride, and nothing showcases that better than the biggest rivalities between countries. These are more than matches, they are stories of revenge, redemption, the heartbreak and the glory. In this video I dive deep into my top 5 most heated volleyball rivalities in international history. Let's begin. This is arguably the biggest volleyball rivalry in the world today. USA and Brazil have been clashing for decades and every match is a spectacle. The women's teams have faced off in countless high-stakes matches. Brazil ruled the 2000s, winning back-to-back Olympic gold medals in 2008 and 2012. They had legends like Sheila Castro, Fabiana Claudinho and Jacqueline Carvalho. They were graceful, powerful and ruthless. USA women, on the other hand, always came close. Silver in 2008, silver in 2012, but gold remained elusive. That changed in Tokyo 2020. The USA women finally broke through and won their first Olympic gold medal, beating Brazil in straight sets in the final. That wasn't just a win, it was a payback redemption. The men's side is just as intense. USA men won Olympic gold in 1984 and 88 with a golden generation led by Coach Curley. Brazil dominated the early 2000s with Giba, Ricardo and Gustavo ruling the board. One of the most memorable matches, the 2008 Beijing Olympic final, USA versus Brazil. The Americans pulled off a dramatic 3-1 win. Every rally felt like a war. The rematches since have been fierce, with Brazil winning the 2016 gold on the home soil. Every USA versus Brazil game is a masterclass in volleyball, a clash of different philosophies. Brazil brings flair, rhythm and joy. The USA brings precision, grit and relentless power. What makes it heated? Everything, the medals, the history, the back and forth wins, and the sheer level of talent on both sides. In Europe, this rivalry has reached boiling point, especially on the women's side. Italy and Serbia have met time and again in some of the most intense and emotional matches in recent memory. Italy brings style with players like Paola Egonu and Miriam Silla. Their attack is sleek, fast and theatrical. Serbia brings raw force led by Tijana Bošković. They strike and thunder. Their 2018 FIVB Women's World Championships final was legendary. Serbia edged out Italy in 5 unforgettable sets. It was one of those games where fans couldn't sit still. Egonu had 33 points, Bošković had 26. Serbia won 15-12 in the 5th. That match left a mark. Then came the 2021 European Championships final, once again Serbia versus Italy. This time Italy got their revenge, winning 3-1 and stopping Serbia's attempt at the 3rd straight title. This rivalry has only grown stronger with each tournament. The players know each other well, they play in the same leagues, but when they meet on national teams it's a war. On the men's side, Italy and Serbia have also had brutal matches in European Championships and World Leagues. These teams are always at the top, fighting not just to win, but to prove who is the true king of European volleyball. Why is it so intense? Proximity, passion and the fact that these two countries are constantly in each other's way when it comes to winning gold. If you are talking about volleyball blood feuds, Russia and Poland are right up here. This is a Cold War era rivalry that's never cooled down. Even today or a few years ago, the matches always carry weight politically, emotionally and competitively. Russia and previously the Soviet Union were the original volleyball juggernauts, Olympic golds, world championships. They had everything. Poland, on the other hand, built itself into a powerhouse more recently. The Polish fans, they are unlike any other, loud, loyal and intense. One of the defining moments of this rivalry came in 2012 at the London Olympics. Russia eliminated Poland in the quarterfinals. It was brutal, but Poland was just getting started. In 2014, Poland hosted the World Championships and won it, beating Brazil in the final. It was a turning point. Poland wasn't the underdog anymore. They were contenders. In 2018, they repeated that feat, winning back-to-back world titles. Matches between Poland and Russia are packed with drama, long rallies, controversial calls and tons of emotion. These aren't just games, they are statements and the fans, Polish supporters paint their faces with flags and sing winning attempts for hours. Russian fans come with a cold, silent confidence. This rivalry burns slow and deep. Every game is a cold war on the court. In Asia, no volleyball rivalry in my eyes compares to China versus Japan. This is history, this is legacy, and this is volleyball at its most graceful. The Chinese women's team is a global giant, Olympic champions, world champions, known for towering middle blockers, sharp spikers, and tactical brilliance. Japan, in contrast, plays with speed and heart. They are known for great defense, discipline, and playing with intelligence over brute strength. Their rivalry dates back to 1960s and 70s, when Japan was the dominant force. They won Olympic gold in 1964 and 1976. Then came Chinese golden era in 1980s, led by Leng Ping. China's 1981 World Cup victory over Japan was a changing of the guard. Since then, they have clashed in nearly every major Asian tournament. Modern clashes, especially in the Volleyball Nations League, are just as fiery. Both teams play beautiful volleyball, and every point feels like choreography. Long rallies, diving digs, smart plays. This is a rivalry but on respect. But make no mistake, the desire to win is fierce. It's not just women either. The men's teams have had intense matches, with Japan rising recently in the rankings and China looking to regain its dominance. When these two meet, you are not just watching a game, you are witnessing decades of tradition and clash of volleyball cultures. And this one goes beyond volleyball. The USA versus Cuba rivalry is wrapped in political tension and athletic excellence. In the 80s and 90s, Cuban's women's team was a dynasty. They won 3 straight Olympic golds, 1992, 96 and 2000, and were unbeatable for nearly a decade. Their matches with the USA were intense physically and emotionally. One of the most memorable moments, the 1991 Pan American Games, where the Cuban women's team was so upset with officiating in the final loss to the USA that they refused to accept their silver medals. That's how serious this rivalry is. On the men's side, the matches are just as fiery. Cuba has long been a factory for talent, producing explosive athletes who play with emotion and swagger. The USA has matched that with depth, discipline, and world-class training systems. They have had Olympic and World League success, but every match against Cuba is tough. What fuels the rivalry? Politics, pride, and pain. Every serve, every spike, and stare carries weight. Cuban players often defect to play abroad, adding another layer of drama when they face their homeland on their international stage. This is a rivalry where every set feels personal. These 5 rivalries have defined decades of volleyball history. They are not just games, they are stories. And for fans around the world, they are moments burned into memory. Whether it's the drama of USA versus Brazil, the flair of Italy versus Serbia, the fire of Russia versus Poland, the tradition of China versus Japan, or the raw tension of USA versus Cuba, each matchup reminds us why volleyball is more than a sport. Which rivalry do you think is the fiercest? Let me know in the comments. And if you loved this deep dive into volleyball's most epic rivalries, like this video. And if you want to go further in your skills development, join my Next Gen Hitter community, where we train, grow, and connect with players worldwide. You'll get exclusive courses, live sessions, and strategies to elevate your game. Until next time, play with heart, serve with purpose, and keep the fire burning. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.